And God coin is like perfect instant transactions, never losing any information. Well, the next best thing that we've invented as humans is Bitcoin.
Now, people have been grappling with this for a long time, and certainly Grant and I did back then. One of the things we talked about then was gold, Bitcoin, or something else.
Gold versus Bitcoin. Can Bitcoin be the next safe haven?
One of the big things about this whole thing is that before we get to that point, you need to get through a recession. Recession Watch was about that. It's about, okay, what are the risks that unpack from a recession? And what are the things that play a part in it? And what's the likelihood of that happening?
Bitcoin is trading around $35.7 thousand, up by more than 20% since last year's high of $29,300 odd levels. Goldman Sachs is also in news for exploring digital asset custody service offerings. So, what makes Bitcoin so unique?
Without delivering effective money to the human race, everybody's going to either economically freeze or starve to death. Violence and misery are going to follow. Gold's not a solution. It's not practical to distribute gold in small quantities to 5 billion people. Bitcoin is a solution. It is spreading at more than 200% a year. We're adding 3 million users a week. It's accelerating.
But when we get to recession, which looks increasingly likely, we're going to get to a situation where people need to look through it and say, okay, what does the new system look like? What's going to save us in the end? And within that Recession Watch programming, both Bitcoin and gold came up frequently.
What is it that people believe about Bitcoin? You know, they believe that it's going to be money, right? That it's going to either replace or exist alongside of the dollar, the euro, the yen, replicating all the properties of gold, only digitally, and making it better.
And I think this is a really important part of the discussion to understand how these two things, one is the oldest, one is the newest forms of a financial system, could save us in the end, or save our system, or create something new.
Well, Bitcoin has an advantage of the limited supply of up to 21 million Bitcoins. Even gold is limited in supply, but its reserves are uncertain. While Bitcoin's limit of 21 million is programmatic, certain, and transparent. Both gold and Bitcoin are considered to be a store of value, but Bitcoin, being completely a digital currency, has an upper hand of transferability. Bitcoin can directly be used as a payment option. However, not many of the retailers will directly accept gold for the payment.
So the debate is Bitcoin versus gold. I think that all gold holders and all Bitcoin holders agree on sound money principles, and the real debate is which is the best monetary system in order to pursue the ideals of sound money. So I think we start with some basic ideas. First of all, human civilization rises through channeling energy. We invented fire, that's capturing chemical energy. Then we build our cities next to rivers, we're capturing water, and we're channeling gravitational energy. The aqueducts were critical to Roman civilization. When we compress air in a canister, we're channeling pressure. Electric systems and batteries are channeling energy. Lasers are channeling photons. If we want to better the human condition, we need to be able to capture, store, and channel that energy. Money is energy. Money is a store of value, and it's also a technology that allows us to trade that energy over time and space. So if we look at the history of money, we've gone from commodity money to coinage of those commodities, to notes represented by that money, to fiat currency, and now we have cryptography as a basis of money. Now, sometimes gold advocates say that gold is the ideal money. Well, really, the ideal money, if God came down and God waved his or her hand and created the ideal money, it would be based upon Luca Pacioli's modern accounting principles of double entry accounting. And if you had godlike power and you could implement a double entry ledger like Pacioli introduced in 1494, and perhaps you could define 21 million units that are infinitely subdividable, trillions and trillions of times each, you could maintain that in magic space, and then you could settle everybody's trades instantly everywhere on Earth, everywhere in the universe, in a fair and equitable fashion, that would be a good money. We could call that God coin. And God coin is like perfect instant transactions, never losing any information. Well, the next best thing that we've invented as humans is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's the most efficient monetary system we've yet to implement successfully. It's 21 quadrillion Satoshis, 350,000 transactions a day. It costs about 10 basis points of the monetary network to clear those transactions and to secure the network. And it stores the value and provides security to everybody on the network effectively for free after those transaction fees. Bitcoin's the most disruptive force in the century. In 12 years, it grew to $1 trillion in monetary value. That beats Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and the like. That's the market sending us a message. It's the next chapter in the mobile wave. We digitized our photos, we digitized our videos. Now we're going to digitize our money, and our currency and assets are going to flow to billions of people. Money is collapsing. We've got a massive inflation problem. We're losing 1% of our value in currencies every single month. Humanity, without an effective, strong money, is like a type 1 diabetic without insulin. You can't store energy, you can't create fat, you're going to starve to death. Without delivering effective money to the human race, everybody's going to either economically freeze or starve to death. Violence and misery are going to follow. Gold's not a solution. It's not practical to distribute gold in small quantities to 5 billion people. Bitcoin is a solution. It is spreading at more than 200% a year. We're adding 3 million users a week. It's accelerating. If I wanted to give knowledge, music, and money to the world, in the 19th century, you did it with books, pianos, and gold. They're now antiques for the elite. In the 21st century, you're going to use the internet platform and Bitcoin, and you're going to provide iBooks and Google and YouTube. You're going to provide Apple Music and Amazon Music and Spotify to everybody, and you're going to provide Bitcoin as an asset for everybody. Gold used to be the best solution. It isn't anymore. The time has come to pass the torch from gold to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's humanity's first effective engineered monetary system. It's as profound as our rail networks, our road networks, our electrical networks, our telephone networks, and the internet. Bitcoin can and will deliver the virtues of strong money the gold idealists have long hoped for.